Hey everyone. Wait, we're already at 1,000 viewers? You guys are still here. I didn't think we were gonna get to 1,000 viewers. I thought a lot of people would have stopped trading. Yeah, we're in a really hazardous market. At least for, swing trading. Hopefully we can get a decent leg down. Russell and Spice are way stronger than the Qs. Especially Russell is very strong. Yeah, so a lot of these earnings reports are down a lot today. Where the fuck have you been? I love you guys. You're so straightforward. It's like, hey, how are you? No. Where the fuck have you been? Oh man. Guys, this is the reason I haven't been streaming for like 6 months. Or barely. There's just nothing there's just nothing going on. Very little. There's like nothing to stream. Like, what am I supposed to talk about? This scan is empty. This scan is empty. This scan I have 2 stocks, but there are no setups. This scan is empty. There's nothing going on. This scan is almost empty. I have 1 position on and I have nothing in my watch lists. Yeah, this is a day trader's market. For us swing traders, what we are looking for, we want this. This is what we want, right? This is what we want, right? The swing traders, at least on the long side. I don't even care about the short side. I just decided I'm not gonna trade breakdowns. Like, this is what we want. Like this rally here, guys. This rally from mid-October to mid-November. Like, I nailed some of these crazy things like DVAC and BACT and AMD, right? I made 50%. In 3-week period during this rally, right? This is what we want. This is what we want. This is what we want. Now, these were extremely good times, right? This is what we want. We want uptrends that last for a few months. That's where the big money is. You can make money, downtrends too, especially if you're like nailing these, breakdown setups, but there's not that much money in it. So it's just a patience game. We had like 1 or 2 good rallies this year. And then there's been some select sectors like energy that worked really well early in the year, even though they're like Nasdaq and Spice and everything were tanking. But it's been a very selective market. Yeah, shorting is always difficult. Shorting is super difficult. I just decided instead of, shorting breakdowns, which would have worked. There's been a lot of breakdowns on a lot of stocks this year, like picture perfect bear flag breakdowns, right? Like Roku here. This is exactly like a flag, but it just turned upside down, right? There's been a lot of, I've just been passing on them because I don't want a headache. The problem is when you start focusing on breakdowns, when you start making a lot of money on breakdowns, that's usually when the market turns around, you start getting long setups and you're not quick enough to adapt. And then vice versa again. It just fucks up your head. So I'd rather, do nothing than sit there and look for bearish setups. Pause trading? Sure. Wait for an uptrend. Wait until the moving averages, the 10 and 20 moving average, have turned up and the 10 is above the 20. There's no need to, look for setups in a market like this. Wait for the market to guide you. When did I enter OIH? Here, when it had a breakout. Oh, here. They stay here. I also entered ERX, but ERX I sold into strength. I didn't want to mess around in this chop market. But here, I had a perfect breakout, perfect flag breakout. You've outperformed 90% of people by trading 3 times in the last 6 months. Nice. Yeah, some of these coal names, yeah. It's a little bit choppy, but these coal names have been strong. Who would have thought coal would be a thing again? Amazing, right? Oh, this BTU. Interesting. These are way too thin for me. I guess they look pretty decent. Wait, 1,300 people? Holy shit! We lost very few people over the past 6 months. That's amazing. We are all losers with no life. That's what I wanted to hear. The small cap index is holding up really well. Russell is strong. It's actually trending higher. The 10 and 20 are both trending higher, and 10 is above the 20. This is actually in an uptrend. Sava, it's kind of bouncing off the... This is like textbook stuff. It undercut the rising 50, reclaimed, had a tight like close, and then now it's kind of breaking out of this range. I know this thing had some news, pre-market or something. Could work. I don't know. It's really nothing heartwarming out there for me personally. Maybe some oil and gas names. Oof, man, these things are violent. This thing gapped down and now it's taking out yesterday's highs. This one too. You can't see or hear anything? Well, maybe you should visit the doctor, because that doesn't sound very healthy. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Some stocks have done well, and I've even had EPs. What's this stock? S-Wave, I think. This thing had an EP. Oh, well, it didn't have a lot of follow through, but it's kind of building higher lows. We had very few EPs this year. Very few good ones. Nothing in large cap land. Oh yeah, EMPH, this one, yeah, I traded. I was actually long this one on the EP, but I sold it yesterday. I'm like, fuck it. And I also had it here on this EP here. FSLR is the only large cap I know of that had a good EP. That actually had like lots of follow through. Have you missed trading? I've traded. I just haven't streamed, guys. Just because I didn't stream doesn't mean I didn't trade. I'm always watching the markets, even when I don't trade. Why did I decide to start streaming again? I had a feeling. PCV, yeah, that was... But this was a tricky one, because it kind of sold off day one. How did I shift to full-time trading? I stopped going to work. Acro had the most beautiful setup I've seen this year. Too thin for me, but guys, look at this breakout. This is like picture perfect. Look at the follow through. This is what 2020 and early 2021 was in a nutshell. You had a breakout and it kept going for 50, 100, 200%. IMRA. Oh yeah, IMRA. Yeah. This one too. Yep. So thin though. Super thin. You really need a tiny account to be able to trade these. But look at the follow through. This is what I'm saying. People talk about, oh, do a small account challenge. No, guys, it's so much easier to trade a small account. There's so much more opportunity. I wish I had the opportunities. I wish I could trade something like IMRA or Acro. I can't. I have to wait for a large mega caps to set up. Or some liquid ETFs. Like you guys that have less than say 1 million in your accounts, you have no excuses, guys. There's so many opportunities, even in a bear market. Have I reached 100 million profits? Yes. I did that in November. My accounts peaked at 105 million in early November last year. It's downhill since. When will the market turn bullish? Who knows? When it happens, the market will tell you. Guys, chill out. Just wait for the moving averages to turn up, the 10 and 20. There's no need to trade on the long side. Even if there are setups, when the moving averages are pointing lower. All the big rallies, like the last rally we had back in July to August, right? It's kind of hard to see. Let's do it here. It's easier to see. If you look at the Qs, for example, which is one of the weaker of the major indices, but the 10 was above the 20 and was trending higher, and the 20 was trending higher, right? Now they are in a downtrend. Here, both were trending higher. Here, both were trending higher. Trending higher. That's where the big money is. No need to trade on the long side. I wish I took my own advice sometimes, but It's really is as easy as that. There's no need to lose money. Hood looks interesting on a weekly. It's been building higher lows since mid-June. Why I don't use my old setup? Because there's less noise. It's so much more nice to just look at the daily chart, and I look at it hourly when I need to. It's so much cleaner this way. Like, I'm always trying to remove things from my trading. Every year I try to remove 1 or 2 things. KLXC had a good setup. Yeah, it had. Yep, here. Really nice setup. How do you prevent biotech gap down? You don't hold small biotechs into earnings. And also you go to one of these sites that track events. When you look when data is due. Like, if you know data is due during November month, you don't buy a small biotech. No need to risk it. Just in the past few months, there have been so many 70-95% gap downs. Pradeep had to stop live training because all the beginner questions. Yeah, I know. Guys, why do you think I have the 3-month or 2-month or whatever it is limit? All these people that join the stream and start asking random questions, they have no idea about anything. It's just so much noise. Thoughts on Meta? I think if it keeps going down, and especially if it starts speeding up, we may have like a meaner version trade on the long side, but we're far from it. But if it starts speeding down to 50 or something, that would be nice. Market cap 255 billion. Holy shit, this thing has fallen. Yeah, but Accuro is different because it gapped down to the data. Like, it's not gonna report data again a few days later, right? Wait, wait. What's Kenny Boy worth now? Oh my fucking god, this guy just keeps getting richer. What's wrong with this guy? Wasn't he worth like 15-16 billion a year ago? Look at this. Look at his puppy eyes. Look at his puppy eyes. He's a fucking shark. He's a wolf. He's gonna eat you alive. Also, biotechs are holding up really well. IBB and XBI, they're like, especially like XBI. This ETF is back to like 2015 levels. And the IBB, which is like the large cap ETF, also 2015 levels. Could be a leading sector next bull market, who knows? They're holding up. Like, this thing has been building higher lows for what, 7 years? XBI is a bit weaker, but still, higher lows for 7 years. I don't know. Maybe there is something there. PRVB today? Oh yeah, this one. Oh, it's breaking out. Yeah. Good setup. Well, it's my first down year ever. Well, actually, that's not true. I was down my first 2 years of trading, but that was like 9 years ago. But if I still was a day trader, I would be up. The thing is, we haven't had any like sustained rallies, and I kind of missed the energy rally early in the year. So yeah, but that's what happens when you have like a bubble, right? This is the hangover from 2020, 2021. Have I found it hard? Well, I always find it hard to overtrade. But really, like a market that goes down and there's no setups, it's not hard. Like, you just don't do anything. Like, there's no setups. There's nothing to do. Like, literally nothing to do. There are absolutely no setups for me. There were some great setups in oil gas names and ETFs like 2 weeks ago. I bought OIH, which I still have. I bought ERX, which I sold into strength. There's no need to sit in front of screens all day, even when there's things to do. Like, I'm living life. I'm doing all types of stuff, even when the market is open. I just bring my laptop, and anything triggers, I get an alert. There's no need to spend more than a few hours per day in front of the screens. If I'm optimistic about a future bull market, oh hell yeah! And we don't even need a bull market. Even a sustained bear market rally can be very profitable. Alright guys, I'm gonna cut the stream now. I'm falling asleep here. Thanks for joining, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow.